and I'll never back down. In the middle of the ring is where I lay the smack down. Against all odds, I will always prevail. So when you step to me, it's like hell in a cell.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another We Talk with me, Weeds, and Delzinski. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm still recovering from the news that Vince is going to buy Newcastle United, but yeah, I'm good.
I'll believe it when I see it. You're still recovering from that, and I'm still recovering, so I did actually take my own advice and Google beaver cleavage after we'd finished the last one. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Whoa.
Been cleaning my computer ever since.
Whoa, what were you up to?
Well, moving on. In today's We Talk, we are going to try and move back onto more topical issues, aren't we, in the WWE? So what we're going to look at today is Cesaro, what happened on Monday night and where we possibly see him going in the Elimination Chamber. The state of the WWE Network, obviously that's right around the corner of the launch and kind of the impacts that's going to have. And last but not least, slight somber note today with the passing of Viscera, aka Mabel. So we're just going to have a quick reflection on some of his highlights in his career. So to kick us off, Antonio Cesaro.
Yeah. We the people.
We the people. He's getting a massive push, isn't he? Right before the Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, just around the corner. So I think we've touched on him before, but you like where this is going?
Yes, very, very exciting. Something fresh and something new. It's only taken the WWE 2 years to work out that he's a good wrestler. So, yeah, I'm quite excited, you know. And the fact that they're keeping Zeb and Jack Swagger with him, you know, I think that works. I'm hoping that they're not going to split them up. I don't know where Swagger fits in, actually, saying that. But I like the sort of, you know, the all-American gimmick that they have where, you know, they're not American, but they are. And they're over with the fans massively with that gimmick. So there is absolutely no need to change it.
No, I think you're right. I think we touched on it before, didn't we, about Zeb? And I think you were right. I think Zeb is absolutely crucial to this Cesaro push. Again, he was absolutely fantastic, Zeb, on Monday Night Raw. From everything, I think he was calling, he was giving out history lessons during Big E Langston's match, which was funny against two members of 3MB. And yeah, he's doing wonders for the character. And even some of Jack Swagger's reactions were great during Cesaro's match with John Cena. Now, that Cena match I thought was brilliant. I'm sure you've seen the comments, probably seen bits of it on the internet. It was fantastic. I thought kind of I'm going to be completely honest, bit on the fence about Cesaro prior to this. I'm a fan. I'm completely sold.
You are night. Now. You are.
I'm on. You know me, always late to the bandwagons, but I'm firmly jumping on this one now.
Good.
No, the match with Cena was fantastic. You got more than a pay-per-view match there. I think it was about 20 minutes the guys went. And I'd seen quite a few things in that match that I hadn't really seen before. Everything from Cena finding a brand new way to set up an attitude adjustment. Can't talk.
That is a miracle. That's why you couldn't get it out. That's why you couldn't say it, because he found a way to do a new move.
They didn't involve him stretching someone out on the mat. But yeah, the way, even from the first one, he tried to give Cesaro straight onto his feet, into the ropes, and I think he got completely taken out of his boots by Cena with that clothesline. Popped straight back up. I mean, the uppercut. What do you make of that finishing move, that uppercut?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I just maybe some of the listeners can clarify this. Because I might be a little bit out of touch with it. But did Cesaro have that catapult uppercut before? Or has he recently, or has he only sort of acquired that since 2K14 came out and they had the catapult finishes?
We think he stole it from there, don't we?
Yeah, because I knew he did the uppercut, but I don't remember him using the catapult very often. And now it seems to be like a trademark piece. And it looks awesome. It looks as good as it does in the game, to be honest. So, yeah, it's freaking awesome. And like I say, he's a good wrestler. He's solid all round, and Zeb Coulter complements him well. So.
And I think some of the, as we said, some of those reactions from Jack Swagger were
oh yeah,
hilarious.
the facial reactions were brilliant. Yeah,
with the close 2 counts. But yeah, that uppercut, especially he delivered another one to Cena in the corner. And I mean, Cena did. You can't ask more of Cena. I know you're not his biggest fan, but you can't ask more than what he did on Monday for that character. And he actually looked like he relished actually wrestling someone with that kind of skill set and ability. Rather, I don't know if he's got a bit bogged down with Randy Orton, but they put on I thought that was an absolutely fantastic match. And the ending as well, even though Cena went over, it didn't hurt Cesaro at all. If anything, that match it kind of cemented him as a main event player. For me, and the fact they were having to hold him back at the end, he wanted more of Cena. I think it absolutely sets him up brilliantly for that Elimination Chamber. So he said the final 2 or 3 before. Is that where you still see him finishing up, or do you see him actually going on and winning the thing?
I want him to win it. only because it'd be like it'd be so out the blue that it would just be brilliant for WrestleMania. The expectation is still that we're going to get Dave versus Randall. So, it would just be nice to have that swerve in the mix. So, I actually want him to win at the Elimination Chamber. And, if he doesn't, then yeah, make sure he finishes strong. I can't see WWE not letting him finish strong in the Elimination Chamber. But then that will lead to possibly, where does Daniel Bryan sit in all of this? Because you've got to imagine that he's got to be in the mix too. Cena has to maybe take a back step here. But like you said, it's very important that Cena has done the job. Although he didn't give him the win, he did put him over nicely. And he's been, he spoke about this quite a lot of times in interviews that he's wanted to put over a guy like Cesaro. Punk also wore the shirt, I think, rebelling, so to speak. So, it looks like the big guys, the guys that are at the top, acknowledge Cesaro. And, obviously WWE acknowledged it as well by cutting out the Antonio. So it is Cesaro.
And that makes all the difference.
Yeah, of course it does.
But, yeah, I was going to say, just following up on that, I think if we didn't have the WWE Network around the corner and we didn't have WrestleMania, and obviously you put a 0 at the end of WrestleMania and it becomes a million times more important, which ultimately let us down. But I'm not going to be pessimistic today. I think they've taken the amount of risks they're going to take this year already. I think they've obviously screwed up.
Risks?
They obviously screwed up
with
number 30 in that Royal Rumble when they put poor old Mysterio out for the slaughter.
That was not a risk. That was suicide, what they did in the Royal Rumble. They can never, ever fix that unless they do something, like you said, take a huge risk in the Elimination Chamber. That would fix the mistakes that they made from the Royal Rumble.
I think the nearest thing you're going to get to a risk in that Elimination Chamber is probably Bryan going over, because I still don't believe they're ultimately sold on him. Or maybe they're just waiting for his day in the sun. But I think at the moment they started to push Cesaro. They're starting to push Reigns quite a lot. I don't see anything concrete happening before WrestleMania with either of those guys.
I agree. As optimistic as I can be, I don't envisage a massive change in the Elimination Chamber, which is disappointing because it should be a better pay-per-view than that. There should be twists and turns, but expectation is Orton's going to win. We've said that before in previous talks, and yeah, as you said, Reigns as well. Reigns getting a huge push, but I think that's all going to come to head at WrestleMania 30 anyway. So
yeah, as I said, I think too many risks involved, especially WrestleMania and the network just around the corner. So I suppose moving on to the network, I was going to say I'm excited. I didn't think I would be about it, but I've had a look at kind of the content they've put out there already and their trailers they've got on the website, and it looks quite good. I've dealt with similar sort of services like this before for the NBA, NFL, Game Pass over here in the UK. Obviously, we're not getting it over here straight away, are we, in the UK? It looks like we're going to have to wait another 6-9 months. But you going to be a sign up when it comes up?
Yeah, I think so. Particularly now Sky. When Sky renegotiated their deal over here with WWE, WWE pretty much pulled a fast one and got them to charge for every single pay-per-view. So we don't, over here at the moment in the UK, we do get the occasional free pay-per-view, but now...
Would we get three or four a year? We're lucky
yeah,
in that sense, are we?
Yeah.
That we don't get charged them.
That's
and they normally
gone
give us
now.
a half-decent one as well, don't they?
Yeah, and that's disappointing that that's happened. And I think ultimately the plan from WWE's point of view, this will only drive more traffic and more publicity towards the network when it does come over here. Because I'm imagining, or I believe, it's going to be cheaper than constantly paying for pay-per-views. I think are they going to charge for their pay-per-views on the network?
Not at the moment. They're throwing it all in. They're saying just under $10, aren't they? I don't know if that's to get people in initially. I don't know what you think, but I think that's quite a dangerous strategy.
They'll probably bump it up.
Yeah, if you lure them in at $10, then suddenly it's $25 a month a year later. I mean, you going to retain as a customer? I know I'd be off.
Not if they keep putting the prices up. I think the biggest selling point for this network, obviously pay-per-views are great, and I think you get the pay-per-views on demand so you can go back and watch them. But it's the back catalogue that's just epic. I mean,
it's everything, isn't it? Every major one since about 1983 from WWE, WWF, WCW, and ECW. I mean, I didn't really catch an awful lot of ECW the first time around. You had to kind of, I don't know, scour the depths of
Bravo, man.
It was Bravo, was it?
Yeah.
You had to scour the depths of cable networks over here in the UK to find that. Saying that, you had to do that to get WCW over here, didn't
TNT, man, yeah.
Literally was on the Turner Movie Channel.
That's right, yeah. Only other thing that was on that channel was like black and white films, and then you had Nitro on a Friday night. Yeah, insane.
And I remember because WCW obviously was quite infamous for cutting off the odd pay-per-view before a match would finish. I think there was the famous, was it DDP versus Goldberg? Which basically,
Oh yeah, it was stupid.
So they overran, of all things. I think they went like half an hour.
We gotta go.
Hogan Warrior. They were like, catch the rest on Nitro tomorrow, and you're kind of thinking, well, I just paid $60 for this.
Yeah. Well, the back catalogue to go and watch those sort of things, those sort of moments, is unmissable for a wrestling fan. So, I think that is the driving force behind all of this, and that's why obviously WWE bringing back all their big stars around this period of time to promote the network. You've heard loads of rumours about Sting. Ultimately, that is the WCW package that they want him to promote. So it's not about WrestleMania at the moment. It is all about the WWE Network.
That's it's totally. It has to succeed, really, doesn't it? They must be pumping so much money in this. I don't even know what the numbers would be for them to even break even.
That's why he wants to buy Newcastle. That's why he wants it. He wants Newcastle. He wants to promote it over here.
I was going to say next we'll have WrestleMania coming from
we'll have a referee,
Sports Direct Arena.
We'll have a referee wearing a Newcastle shirt.
I was going to say, what would that look like?
Bloody hideous. I was going to say as well, touching on that, don't forget that the USA Network, the deal that WWE have got with them at the moment, is pretty much up. It comes up around, it's up, but they can still run Raw and SmackDown up until the 30th of September. Now, WWE are negotiating to go with a network.
Quite a while, haven't they?
Yeah, and issued a statement recently stating that this isn't looking good, that they're going to stay with the US network. I think they pretty much put out in their statement that, anybody would want to sign WWE and host Raw and SmackDown. So in their view, it's not a big deal that the USA Network won't bow to the WWE to give them what they want. So does this mean that they're going to move to somewhere like Spike and potentially kick TNA? Well, indeed, because
nail in the coffin.
Massive pressure for TNA.
Nowhere to host it, nowhere to show it. Does that sound like WCW?
Yeah, well, that's a worrying thing because I would hate for that to happen, because competition is best for business, and no competition means that we will get a substandard WWE product, which we've had for a long time.
Just look since the Attitude Era died, we've had nothing. And how did we get the Attitude Era in the first place?
Competition.
I
was going to say as well on that note that, you know, if WWE do kick TNA to the curb, I don't know how TNA will get another deal. The ratings aren't that amazing, and yeah, that could be the beginning of the end for TNA. Everyone talks about that they're in trouble. I don't believe they're in that much trouble at the moment, but I have seen the crowds before someone says that. But
don't know. There's talk that Vince Russo's booking again. Can't be good.
No. I can't really come back on that. That is not good.
I heard Vince sent him there as well.
Did he? Was it Vince Venom? It was something stupid. He always used to be in the magazine. He had his own column as well, didn't he?
I hope, as like you're saying, I hope it is not the death of TNA. And I personally, I don't think they're in too much trouble. I know, obviously, you've
not
got
after the
a
UK
few
run.
arenas and they're empty and they're not getting it for the pay-per-views. But I think they tried something new, didn't they, over the last year, and it didn't quite pan out the way they expected. Obviously, they've been a bit screwed with going back to Universal Studios, in that I don't know if they've given the lot space to Transformers or SpongeBob SquarePants or whatever it may be.
Nickelodeon's got it back. Come on.
They gave it to Nickelodeon, did they?
I don't know. I just wanted to see more stuff on Nickelodeon. So.
What, like Rocko's Modern Life?
It's freaking awesome, man. Ultimately, yeah. This getting back onto topic. If WWE moved to Spike, then that I very much doubt that would bring back an era like the Attitude Era, where we would see blood, guts, and tears all over the arena. But
no, health and safety sorted that out.
Yeah, we're not going to see anything like that. So it just might get a little bit more edgy. So if that did happen, that is what I put the question is would they not think to maybe take Raw and SmackDown just onto the network? Is that too much of a risk? I mean, you're basically asking people to watch their primary product on the WWE Network. Is that one step too far, too early?
I think so. I don't think they've got any intention at the moment of taking that and making it solely a network kind of exclusive kind of product. By all means and sounds of it, it sounds like they are literally, after it's aired on whatever network it's going to be on, it's going to be available for whoever wants that content straight away. So they're going to be streaming it literally, it sounds like 5 minutes afterwards, which I'd love to see how that's going to work, because it sounds like quite a challenge to get that up and running that quickly. But I think for the first 2 years, even though it is WWE, they are huge. I think you need to stay on TV just to get that to get your superstars across, get your new superstars across, just to continue that kind of spotlight in the public eye. And still, even with the digital age coming, very much everything seems to be from Netflix to now WWE Network. Mm-hmm. You need to have that content, I still think, on the main medium out there, which is still television for the time being, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's great what the WWE are doing. The times are changing, aren't they?
Yeah, I know what I'll be watching when I get the WWE Network. I'll be watching...
Sable Special.
Well, no, the back catalogue of Norman Smiley, to be honest. The Big Wiggle was always a favourite of mine.
Big Wiggle, I'm sure it'll be a 10-minute highlight reel.
10 minutes? Is that all I get? Come on.
That's all you need.
I don't know what you're implying there, okay?
I'm back on beaver cleavage.
Right, okay, I see.
So, yeah, so I suppose to start bringing this in...
onto a sad note.
Yeah, bad news today, I suppose. Another one of the fallen, isn't it, really?
Yeah, big shame.
Big miss. I remember him from when he first came into WWE, or WWF as it was back then. Or was it just WF? Obviously came in as Men on a Mission, didn't he? With his buddies.
There's some cracking costumes.
I think we're going back to gimmicks, aren't we?
Yeah, cracking costumes.
Yeah, it was the purple and yellow. And was he a King of the Ring as Mabel?
He was King Mabel.
King Mabel.
I put that on Twitter today. I put that on Twitter today. Hail King Mabel, because he did get his sort of nod by being crowned the King of the Ring.
It was a big deal. Was it? I must have been. It was either the second or third one they must have had back after they brought it back in '93. And I remember, I suppose the highlight of his kind of run throughout wrestling was probably, I think he faced off against Diesel for the championship. I don't think he was successful, but I just remember him always wearing that crown with a slight tilt to it.
It's gangster, isn't he?
He was gangster. But yeah, sad loss. Obviously, he moved on in his career, didn't he? Was he part of the Ministry of Darkness?
Yeah, he was. That was probably one of his better or best. Well, I think Mabel was his best time, but he was in the Ministry of Darkness. That was a good moment for him as well.
He was great though, wasn't he? I mean, he could move for a big guy.
Oh yeah, his splash, running off the ropes and stuff was pretty easy for him. He could move better than, I would say, like a Rikishi, and he was bigger than a guy like Rikishi. Yokozuna, he was a big guy. He was on, was he? How I don't know how much he weighed, but
I think the last time they billed him, and obviously this is I assume played quite largely into his death with the heart attack.
Mm.
I think when he came back, was he Big Daddy, and I think it was under the ECW banner, and I think he was weighing in over 600 pounds then. So yeah, he was a big unit, and
but he could move. He could move. That's pretty exceptional the way he was.
Yeah, and I was just going to say 43 years old, and another wrestler, I suppose. This time, heart attack, but far too young. So yeah, bit of a sad note to end this We Talk on.
Mm-hmm. I'd say all in all, he had some fantastic gimmicks along the years. Some good, some bad, but he's never going to be forgotten, and he will go down in wrestling history as one of the biggest characters as well. So.
Yeah, quite literally. As I said, I always remember him as Mabel from Men on a Mission.
That's it. That's the way I remember it. Men on a Mission, it was Mabel, Mo, and we talked about this before actually doing the retalk. We couldn't remember the other guy's name.
Oscar.
The rapper that was called Oscar as well. He used to bring them to the ring. So, yeah, hit that like button for Mabel as well because, as I say, don't forget him.
So what have we got coming up next?
I
think we're gonna have a slight change of pace for the weekend. Maybe do some Elimination Chamber predictions.
Yeah, we definitely can do that. I hope, just to mention, everybody caught the Sunday episode of We Talk where we talked about our worst gimmicks. So make sure, guys, you go and check that out as well. It's quite a funny one, I have to say.
We've got some good feedback on there as well, and some good corrections for us as well. So we learnt at the same time, so everyone's a winner. Yeah,
I definitely learned a few things that I got maybe a little bit wrong.
You got schooled.
I did get schooled, thanks. And also as well, as you can hear, Weeds has still not forgot Beaver Cleavage. It's on the brain 24/7. So
is now. So it's my screensaver.
See.
So yeah, we're probably going to come back with some Elimination Chamber predictions at the weekend.
Cesaro, come on.
Likely, we're going to do that it's going to be on my channel.
Yes. My revamped,
newly formed channel, Weeds World. So yeah,
party
when
time.
That's up,
excellent.
You know it. So when that's up, we'll let you guys know. But on that, I will leave. Mr. Delzinski, the man, the myth, the legend, to sign off.
Yes, it's that time. So I guess all we can say is please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'm off to basically let Ant go educate me on Beaver Cleavage again.
Yeah, I'll let you have a loan of the mouse at some point.
Thanks very much. Okay, guys, until next time, as I said, rate, comment, subscribe. This is Delzinski and Weeds signing out.